I don't know if you heard yet, but Derek Carr is a New Orleans Saint. I'm gonna be real. When I heard the Jets were favorited to get Carr, I was like, man, we ain't want him anyway. Well, I lied. Derek Carr is now a New Orleans Saint, and I'm very excited. But what does this mean for the future? With the Saints making this move, a lot of doors open, but doors close as well. This does mean that the Jameis Winston era is probably over. It's sad to say he never really got a chance to prove himself. But let's not dwell on the past and let's look more into the future. With Derek Carr and the Saints now, there is no doubt in my mind that we are leading the NFC South by a landslide. If you don't believe me, just take a quick look at his numbers. In his last 3 years, he's been good. In 2022, he had 3,522 yards. In 2021, he had 4,804 yards. In 2020, he had 4,103 yards. This is something I like to see because it means he still has that potential in him to throw crazy amount of yards. He was only throwing around 5,000 yards like only 2 years ago. So it's not that far off. He's also had a lot of touchdowns throughout the years. He is no doubt better than Andy Dalton, Desmond Ridder, Kyle Trask, and Sam Darnold. But a very glaring problem he has is those interceptions. They're kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. But that could be worked on, especially in a different environment. But I'm gonna keep my eye on that. But regardless of the interceptions, I think we are still winning the South, no doubt. And with a good offense around him, I believe we're going for a deep playoff run too. Chris Olave, Rashid, Shaheed, and Michael Thomas as wide receiver 1, 2, and 3. And yes, I did say Michael Thomas. Mike has been pretty cryptic on Twitter, but it's looking like he's coming back to the Saints, especially now because of Carr. Imagine that. If MT stays healthy, we're going to have Michael Thomas as wide receiver 1, 2 deep threats in Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed as wide receiver 2 and 3. Olave was fantastic last season, but he'll be even better with not being wide receiver 1. In other words, without all eyes on him every single game by the opposing team's defense. And we know Derek Carr has a strong arm, and if you didn't know, well, now you know. We'll be getting deep balls left and right, not just one time every single game. And with Alvin Kamara's running back, actually, I don't know about that one. That depends on what happens with Kamara's situation. But no worries, we could answer the running back position with the draft. Since we got our QB now for the next 4 years, we aren't going to be worrying about quarterbacks in the draft. Nowhere near soon. So sadly, this means the generational talent Caleb Williams has no chance of coming to the Saints. As I was saying though, if MT stays healthy, we really don't need wide receiver. We're good on that. We're good with Juwan Johnson at tight end. He had his best season last year. Another one wouldn't hurt though, because Adam Troutman he's not that good. I'm being honest, he's not that good. When it comes to O-line, we might be good on that because we do have Terman Petting coming back. He's looking pretty promising. It isn't bad. Other teams have it way worse, but I do think it always can be better. Running back is definitely one of the spots we should be looking for because Alvin Kamara is iffy next season, and Mark Ingram, I don't know what's gonna happen with Mark Ingram. I'm not gonna lie. He's been declining really hard recently, and I don't know. I don't even know if he's gonna be on the team. He might retire, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But someone I really want from this draft is Tyjae Spears, who played for Tulane, which is in Louisiana. Even Tyjae himself said playing for the Saints would be a dream come true. Those are his words, not mine. And he would be like a 4th rounder. He has the possibility to be a steal in his draft. And before you say, what is a measly 4th rounder going to do for us? Remember, Alvin Kamara was drafted in the 3rd round of his draft. And look at his success. It'll basically cost us nothing. It's like a low risk, high reward. I highly suggest you watch some of his highlights if you're not fully convinced on what I'm saying. He's really good. He's really elusive. He has a lot of balance, and go check him out, man. Check him out. Regarding defense, we are good on linebackers for sure. With Demario Davis, Pete Werner, and maybe Caden Ellis, we might have the best linebacker trio in the league. Cornerbacks is also stacked. We got Lattimore and Taylor back there. But it would be nice if we have someone to replace Debo, because he's been a big burden for the Saints this last season. He single-handedly cost us 2 or 3 games. Also, some younger safeties, because we got Daniel Sorensen back there. He wasn't bad. He got us like 1 or 2 interceptions. But that man is pushing 34. He's already balding. Like, we need younger safeties. That D-line also does need work, though. We really only have Cameron Jordan up there. Every other D-line starter really hasn't been producing, except maybe Granderson. Marcus Davenport he's been really underwhelming this whole season. And I don't know if he's going to come back, or we're going to have to draft someone to, replace him. In the draft, we really should target running back, tight end, maybe O-line, defensive backs, and D-line. Other than that, we really are set for a good season. That's what I'd hope, at least. But regardless of who's on our offense, we still have a clueless old man calling our plays. Pete Carmichael is such a big vampire to our offense. He sucks the life out of it. He's the only thing really scaring me or making me have doubt of how good we're going to be next season. Hypothetically, let's say we do get Tyjae Spears. We'd have Alvin Kamara and Tyjae Spears back there. And Pete Carmichael will still use David Johnson instead of his starters. I don't know. I hope he improves, because I think even he knows that if he fails his next season, he's gone. Even if it's his first game of the season, if he's calling bad plays or sells us that game, I want him fired mid-game. I'd rather just get a random 90-year-old from the sidelines to call our plays than Pete Carmichael. But that's really all I want to talk about. I think we're going to have a deep playoff run next year. I'm very optimistic. I think Derek Carr will, be a good turn for the Saints, a new leaf. So definitely help us out a lot. And depending on the draft and how good we hit, we might or might not go to Super Bowl, man. I hope we do, man. Always hope to go to Super Bowl. But if you enjoyed, feel free to like and sub and leave some comments, man. Let me know what y'all thinking. All right, peace.